Hey guys, Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys. And I'm back with another My Hero Academia manga chapter review for you guys. As we are continuing on with this final arc of My Hero Academia. And man, what a chapter. What a chapter. You know, it's starting to really look like we might be getting Deku versus All For One. Or maybe what I'm predicting is this. Maybe we're getting a two heroes moment, and we're going to get Deku versus Shigaraki and All Might versus All For One. Again, we saw All Might walking away with a briefcase a few chapters ago, man. I'm just convinced. I am convinced that how might I say this? I'm just convinced that it's going to happen. I feel like we're going to get that moment. Horikoshi's going to do that, and I think that's going to be an amazing moment. And that will obviously probably more than likely be the moment where All For One sacrifices himself, probably to help Deku further finally finish this off once and for all. But this chapter, man, was absolutely insane. This is chapter 385, titled The Impulse of Youth. So we start the chapter off getting pretty much I'm like we of the map area of the Gungan Mountain Villa area. So obviously to the east is where Shigaraki's at, and we see how everybody's attacking All For One in the middle, and then obviously a few miles away, other heroes and other Shuketsu student backups pretty much are holding back Toga's doubling of twice. So yes, anyways, we see it where Mount Lady, she pretty much is like, the one wrench she had pretty much is busted. So she tells Rule, aka jeez Louise, yeah, she ends up telling Rule, aka Yu Kodai, listen, get me another item. But Yu is like, hey, but you know, we only have a Dentarat. The only thing that's lying around here is Dentarat, which is obviously the dude that Redestro, his company's after. But pretty much Mount Lady's like, well, who the fuck cares? At this point, we gotta take this guy down. Whatever it is we need to do to stop this so-called Demon Lord, we gotta do what we gotta do. So yeah, anyways, you have it to where Mount Lady and Tokoyami, they're going full attack and everything. Hawks is right next to Tokoyami, and he's like, hey, look, I'm sorry for that. I can only be your like wing guy. But obviously Tokoyami's like, it doesn't matter, I'll take any support necessary. So that's pretty good within itself. They slam down, but then the thing is, a huge energy wave like fires off, and it attacks Mount Lady, getting a good chunk out of Mount Lady and things like that. So Mount Lady looks like she's down for the count. So yeah, and then this same energy wave also hits Gigantomachia, and he goes down for the count, shockingly. Absolutely crazy. And in the meantime, you have it to where All For One is saying, a dog that bites must be put down. Perhaps this is my own self's influence, but nothing, something dark brews within my core. Now, in the meantime, you have All For One regenerating from directly skeleton. One of the panels shows him reversing, like he was just bones, apparently. Just bones. And you see the muscle fibers around his body reconstructing itself, and then his skin reconstructing itself, and you're just like, oh my gosh, they did to this guy what those pilots did to Shigaraki against Star and Stripe, where they just freaking just laid it into him and dropped those high cruise missiles on him, but he still came out of this thing alive, even though he was this absolute skeleton. Absolutely horrifying. And you see him fire off this one attack in this like skeletal like state, saying, the younger I revert, the more untainable I grow. Pretty much saying like this power he has, or more berserk he goes. This one attack pretty much gets rid of Dark Shadow right then and there. It attacks Tokoyami, but the thing is, Hawks gets in the way of that and is protecting Tokoyami right then and there. So that's kind of the thing. Then All For One continues to go on to say, and the more I give myself over to this darkness, the more I can draw on my quirk's latent potential. For instance, a cataclysmic blast of light. And pretty much, he goes on to say, youth is a wondrous thing. Now, we see that he's trying to go after Tokoyami to try to steal his Dark Shadow quirk. But we see it to where Hawks gets in the way of that. And he, All For One, goes on to say, the boy pushed me to such lengths, so I'll be taking his quirk. Out of my way, Hawks. And in the meantime, he's holding Hawks by the throat. And Hawks seems like he stabbed his sword into him. He goes on, All For One goes on to say, you made a decent showing showing off it, Hawks. Fierce wings. A putrid festering quirk factor. It's to your credit that you got this far using such garbage. Now in the meantime, you see it to where Hawks' wing starts to go away. But then All For One starts getting Hawks' wings. So this is confirmed. Hawks pretty much he pretty much is getting or got his quirk stolen. You wanted loss? Well, you got loss. Pretty much, what is it? You have it to where Hawks goes on to say, so the quirks you stock work outside your body and don't mesh so well when you're rewinding, huh? Sucks to be you. Now, it kind of gives All For One line. Okay. So that's kind of the thing. Now, in the meantime, you have it to where you have one of Mineta's little quirk balls, and he's like, listen, you need to get a real quirk. Leave Tokoyami's quirk alone. If you want a real quirk, come get my quirk. It will help you and everything like that. So, yeah. Now, this All For One seeing Mineta like that reminds him of when he was coming across Jiro, and pretty much the thing is, he remembers, oh wait, I don't have enough time with this body. I gotta go find Shigaraki so I can go simulate with his body. So that's kind of the thing there, right then and there. So yeah, sorry, I'm watching the Angel game at this moment. Now, the thing is, he goes and say, look there, a news chopper. Yes, there will be people that will witness the carnage, and they're gonna lose faith in you all over again, right then and there. So that's kind of the thing. And pretty much he goes on to say, as he's blasting off to where Deku and Shigaraki are at, he goes to, you heroes couldn't protect a thing. So that's kind of the thing right then and there. Now, albeit there's still a glimmer of hope. Now, we cut over to UA. We see the Todoroki family. The lights end up going out, and we see how other people are looking at what's going on in the battlefield. Sukauchi and La Brava are wondering, like, what the hell is happening? Why do we not have control of the UA units, pretty much? So that's kind of the thing there. And pretty much you see it to where this one spy for All For One is like, I gotta follow Skeptic's orders, and pretty much by the end of this, the world will be his. Now, this attack happens, whatever, and the thing is, Kendo and... well, that's just great. Kendo and, I forgot this guy's name. Tetsu. Tetsu. They end up, they pretty much end up trying to stop this falling boulder, but all of a sudden, we see, Big Arms, I believe. He shows up and everything, and he comes out to help, and he remembers the time when Deku went to save Bakugo, and he just stood there watching. So, that's where the chapter ends off. The chapter also ends off with cutting back to Kamino Ward. A wounded up, obviously, Ida and Todoroki going to say, not yet, this is not over. And we see it to where we just see it to where right then and there we see Hero Killer Stain looking on. ominously, and I guess he's gonna get involved. So we'll find out what's gonna happen next. No break, if all barring if Horikoshi's health is correct. But this chapter, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing chapter. So can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. But we'll see. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's manga chapter from My Hero Academia, as well as hit the subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content. Till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.